Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Hi, welcome to the KVJ ATS Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Okay, here we go. Breakfast has arrived. About lunchtime. Gotta love it. Hey, it's here though.
It's here.
It is.
Better late than never.
That's what they say, Virginia.
I ran down there to get it from the Uber Eats driver. He was a little alarmed with a man sprinting at him in a unicorn outfit.
I can see why, yeah.
He didn't know what the fuck just happened.
He just called 3 people. He's like, "You're not going to believe this."
He looked alarmed.
Imagine the stories they have.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine what they've seen. Oh, what they've seen.
It smells good. You want it?
No, I'm going to wait.
Okay, little food foreplay.
I don't think Kevin would appreciate if I mowed an egg bagel.
Go for it.
You eat the entire time.
Loudly.
It wasn't great timing today, but
That's okay.
It's going to be all cold.
I love a cold grilled cheese.
I'll put mine in the microwave.
Okay.
I love cold food. I don't give a frog.
Panda does too, and it makes me upset because I think heating food releases all of like the oils and the butters and the things that make food so good, the fats. When they're warm, they get released into goo. When they're cold, they're coagulated, and you don't get the ooze on your tongue.
But the coagulation sometimes is The coagulation is sometimes countered by the microwavable waves. There's some food that just does not belong in the microwave.
Bless your heart, you're concussed.
No, my mouth is really There's a big cut in my mouth and it gets caught on my tooth.
Is it possible to have a mouth concussion?
No.
I think you did, yeah.
Engineer Keith said he did the work, and there's no way I could have gotten a concussion from that egg. You didn't throw it hard enough.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
There's always tomorrow.
I put it on the radio injured reserve over there.
I'm good. I'm in my fucking prime.
Okay.
We both have puffy lips. I got lip injections and you got cut by an egg.
Alexander had sent in a fun little fact here about the Guinness World Record for World Record Wednesday. Just a weird fact I learned the other day. The Guinness World Book of Records is the same Guinness as the beer company. Originally, it was made to settle bar bets. That's why they put that down. People do dumb things, drinking in bars, and they'd be like, no, you didn't do that. Yeah, I did. Well, let's put it down in the record book.
Ultimately, what we really need to do is not try to break one. We need to set one. That's the real. I know we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Guinness is kind of a bitch to get them to come down and do stuff. Because of COVID, they were accepting stuff that was video, but even with that, they really want to have an official down and to make sure you're not, lying, because there's so much lying. There's a guy named David Rush. He's got a shit ton of records.
He does. Yeah.
I would like to do, because our friend Jerry Soma holds one, and it's official with the Guinness Book of World Records. He paid $10,000 for it. They come out and they'll send a representative, and you have to have video documentation, and that representative will come and they'll make a big fanfare event, and you get a plaque to hang on your wall from Guinness. Like, that's if a corporation does it.
But it doesn't. But it does not. I don't want people thinking it's going to cost you $10,000 to get a record in the books.
Not if you're an individual, but if you're a corporation or like he's an Italian festival. Mm-hmm. That's the way that you have to do it to be legit as a business. What if we did it and we did it in conjunction with some festival we did? Like, if we do the pizza festival, world's largest pizza slice, and we just make a massive slice of pizza. Or at the Crawfish Festival, what if we do the world's largest king cake?
So I don't want to sound like a dick. I think I'm going to sound like a dick here.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of those kind of world records. The biggest, the 10,000 pound Stromboli. I feel like it almost lacks a little bit of, I don't know.
Where's the action?
Where's the action? Where's the talent? Where's the heart? I don't know. It's a cool record. I'm not at all taking anything away from Jerry Soma. You know I love Jerry Soma.
He's got the world's largest cannoli.
And look, he can go to bed every night, and that's a great feat
Sounds
to
like
have.
a great pickup line, too.
Italian pickup lines.
Yeah.
You ought to see my meatballs.
Uh-huh.
Do you see what I'm saying, Kevin, on that a little bit?
I do. Oh, I think you're just saying you want an actionable
You like a stunt.
world record.
I like a stunt.
Yeah.
You like you're the evil Knievel of low budget radio stunts.
the Corey Feldman of stunts.
You're not going to be happy unless you're bleeding.
We were talking about the pizza in Italy and how cool some little towns in Italy look. I was talking about some of the movies and shows that I've been watching lately have showcased. Seen a lot of either southern Spain or I've seen a lot of Italy, and the shows that Reina del Sur that I've been watching has got a lot of that in there. And I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. I wonder if I would love living there. And I saw this today. 62% of Americans who are working from home are thinking of moving to another country.
Yes. And I wonder, too, if a little bit of that is we can't travel internationally, or we couldn't for a while. And so, therefore, you want it more.
It's almost like,
Yeah.
oh, I have a crush on my cousin. Oh, you
forbidden.
shouldn't have a crush on your cousin.
It makes me want her more.
There is something to that. Not about the cousin, but the whole world of taboo.
Yeah, they said that over the last year, and I had seen 80+% of people, once they feel safe, are ready to travel. So people just feel really cooped up. And
Yes.
they want to go see the world, and they're probably like me. I've only been watching the world by binge watching, and I think, too, there might be more international programming that might be going on. I know I'm watching it just because of the whole trying to learn Spanish thing, but I think that Netflix is opening the door a little bit more to some programs that you're seeing. And it seemed like a few shows that are made because they have Netflix Germany, they have Netflix, Europe and different places like that you're now starting to see that. And you're like, okay, once you start seeing it, like for me, I'm seeing it saying, man, that'd be kind of cool. I would love to at least visit, and I wonder if I could live there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people were seeing that and thinking it.
Before the pandemic, I have a girlfriend who she and her husband, they traveled to Italy on vacation. And they came back and they had the bug. And they were talking about selling all of their belongings and moving to Italy and starting a life there. I mean, they were really going to do it. And then
Okay.
the pandemic hit. And of course, that changed everything there. But they had a plan.
Yeah. A lot of people thinking about the change in attitudes and latitudes. 66% are thinking of moving to at least a new city in the U.S. Hearing a lot about that.
Yeah.
Realizing you can work from home and saying, I don't need to be close to the office. I can be somewhere else. So
I
want to
want to. I wouldn't mind. I got to get my passport. I want to go to Italy. We've been talking about Italy so much.
I'm gonna go. I'm going. It was on deck. I was supposed to go last year
Okay.
because Jerry, who has the world's largest cannoli record, his family is from a tiny little island. I'm sure I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I think it's Ventadine.
No, it's Ventadone.
And it's off the coast of Italy. It's smaller than like Capri. It's like a tiny little island. But his either his great-grandfather or grandfather, I think it's great-grandfather, they started the island. And so when he or any of his relatives go back there, they throw a parade for them. They do all this stuff. And they're like, these are the ancestors of the people that founded this island. And they make a big deal of it.
Yeah.
And I love a parade.
That's cool. Yeah,
Would that be awesome to go back and then go with him and
That'd
get
be the way to do it.
see the country through his eyes? Because he's been.
They seem to do that a lot. Those little parades in Italy. There was another show I was watching. It escapes me right now, but it was really good. It was kind of a mafia-based show. And that was the same thing. They just kind of like parade through the town.
I love it.
And it was one of those for a Franciscan saint or something like that they were doing. But they seem to do a lot of that stuff. They love a parade.
I love a celebration because they do it right. They always have so much great food that comes with every celebration they have, and I'm about that.
Well, it's such a vehicle. In fact, now I'm thinking about the Lorena del Sur. Same thing is they have. She's in an Italian village like that, and they got like a parade going on. It's a great vehicle for kidnappings or killings. It really is because you have so many people around. Everybody's up against each other, and somebody gets shivved. And you're like, oh, what happened?
Am I the only one that feels like I would live through a shivving? Okay, do you think I think I could survive? If someone shivved me, I think I could survive it.
I think you could too.
I think you could too.
I think we
Depends
would.
on where they get you.
I would definitely make a tourniquet, and I would stop the bleeding, and then I would get to a hospital.
Is that what they say? If they don't puncture a major organ, you can survive.
Yes.
Well, your arteries. That's kind of key.
That's what
you
happened.
can't bleed out, bruh.
That was the big thing when I was a little kid. My hand went through a window and it sliced 5 of my tendons, and then it sliced an ulnar nerve. And they said if I would have cut any more of my arteries, I could have bled out and died that way. It's all fucked up.
It is.
Just don't get that vein either. That's another thing. If you get shot or stabbed, a vein can get cut.
I was inches away from cutting my Achilles tendon, and I'd be in a wheelchair.
You would be. You can battle back from that. You can get that fixed.
The Achilles tendon?
Yeah, you can. You'd be in a wheelchair for a while, and then I think you could battle back.
When I was younger, they told me that there was no shot at walking if I would have cut that.
Bro, that was olden times. That was the fucking 50s.
Yeah, they had just conquered polio. They didn't know what else to do.
They were
just used to crippled children.
They were knee deep in rubella.
Yeah.
It was just off the cusp of World War II.
Yeah, they were just used to lame children. I got an email from Brianna talking COVID, and she said, I was listening to the one when Kevin was talking about his wife still doesn't have her sense of smell back. My mom got COVID in early April and still does not have her sense of smell back, and sometimes her sense of taste is off too. Someone who lost their sense of smell for a while too told her that they got it back by basically retraining their nose to smell things, like sniffing an orange and remembering how that it's supposed to smell. Might be worth checking out. I'm seeing all these remedies now. My wife was showing me one yesterday on TikTok, Trick Talk, where they came up and there was a girl, she's like, I can't smell anything because of COVID. And somebody like flicked her on the back of the neck, and then she flicked herself like on the nose, and she's like, what do you know? I can smell now. And I'm like, oh, kid, this is bullshit. There's no way. No one's going to believe that. Come on, Trick Talk. Try a little harder.
I did hear a news story this morning, actually, about retraining your brain to be able to smell again, because your wife's not the only one. This is a rather large spread problem. And they did it with oils, like essential oils, really pungent oils. And the same thing that you said, like kind of retraining the brain, but focusing in on the most pungent of essential oils and working from there.
So, in a sense, you must unlearn what you have learned.
You must unlearn what your nose forgot.
Damn. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. I just made it up.
It's deep, though. Sometimes you can sound-wise, even though it's full of shit.
Full of shit.
Rachel Lee in the chat room had said, get her a smelling salt. She does have some kind of, they're selling a smelling stick that has an odor. I smelled it the other day, and it's kind of pungent, but it doesn't seem to be doing the trick yet.
Back in the day when I would play American Legion baseball, we'd play doubleheader baseballs on Saturday and Sunday mornings, and the heat would be so great. It actually would make you sleepy if you were out there too long, and we'd have smelling salts to wake up the players because I think we had heat exhaustion.
Damn.
Honestly.
Probably, yeah.
That's child abuse.
All of a sudden, a kid would be like nodding off on the bench, and you do a little smelling salts. Like, all right, fucking put me in, coach.
Doesn't feel right.
Oh, there was so many things that weren't right back then.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Especially around sports that they've...
There's some things in sports that will not be going. You wouldn't happen anymore. That happened back in the 90s.
Yeah. Kids start dropping dead, and they had to change things up a little bit, football especially.
Well, I even talked about how I talk to kids, never mean, but I would drop a lot of F-bombs, and I don't even know if that would be allowed today. Kids under 18, I think the parents would, oh, my kid, oh, you're fucked.
You just laid 3 F-bombs on my 8-year-old. It's a lot.
No, never young. It was always high school.
Okay.
But it'd be like, fuck yeah, Virginia. You fucking got that butt down. I'm fucking proud of you. Fuck yes. I think it was a little much.
My butt is down. You're right.
No, you're bunt.
Oh, bunt.
Your butt is...
You got that butt down? I do. I have
down,
that.
it's not looking good.
It's not coming back up.
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's down for the count.
Not without some surgical help.
It's down for life.
No, your butt is great.
My butt is down.
Tell her her butt's awesome, Kevin.
So awesome. If you are looking to even do a cruise to an Italy or someplace like that, you might have to wait a little bit. They say that cruise lines are continuing to wait to reopen trying to get some guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on what they can do. They say here's the latest status of some of the cruise lines that are out there. They say Royal Caribbean announced it canceled sailings scheduled in May on 3 lines: Royal Caribbean International, Celebrity Cruises, and the Silver Sea Cruises. Princess Cruises canceled cruises planned in May from Port Everglades, and several trips are planned in June to depart Port Everglades, Port Miami, and Port Canaveral, or even Port Tampa Bay. So it looks like June you can start cruising again. That's when it's coming back. And they say that Carnival Cruise Line is continuing to book voyages scheduled to depart the U.S. in June. So that's pretty much it. If you want to cruise, go June. And the Tom Cruise cruise.
It's looking good.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that would be late June, maybe early July. So if they're doing cruise lines, that's a cruise itself. Maybe it would work.
That's going to be an exciting, great time, I feel.
Okay.
You know what we should do? I was thinking about that. We should obviously have some kind of screen on the boat playing a loop of all kind of Tom Cruise movies.
Be the way to do it.
Oh, totally.
And then obviously probably have Kokomo and Danger Zone just playing on a loop the entire time. Just those 2 songs.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
You imagine the end of the night.
Oh,
People
shit.
be jumping off, swimming back to shore.
Who's gonna wheel the TV onto the boat?
Dog, we got time. We got time. So probably nobody.
I don't know if it's the smartest.
Why?
Electronics, lots of waves,
Don't be
water.
Don't be old, Virginia. Be old school, Virginia. Don't be old, Virginia. Let's fuck this up. I'll pay for the TV if it breaks.
You could probably do one of those sheets.
Yeah.
Set something up like that. That would be more of a
Projector?
projection.
I mean, I don't know why I'm seeing this. The boat's docked in the middle of the water, you know, where it's kind of shallow. People can get out, wade in the water. Maybe a Port St. Lucie couples hugging each other. Just make it real.
But they're not really hugging. They're doing something else underwater.
They're fucking. Yeah.
Well, if they're from Port St. Lucie.
They're Port St. Porkin.
Get it?
That's the kind of party.
Pork St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie.
That's the kind of Tom Cruise cruise we want.
We should open it up only to Port St. Lucie residents.
Oh, look.
You want it to be fun.
The Pizzle knows how to party.
Got a couple of Disney Plus movies that have been, I guess, moved. Disney Plus, they say, has removed several classic movies, including Dumbo, Peter Pan, the Aristocats, and Swiss Family Robinson, from the profiles of kids under 7 due to negative depictions and or mistreatment of people and cultures. The company had previously placed content warnings on the films, but now young kids will need an adult with a Disney Plus account to access them. Disney even laid out the specific reasons each film was removed, so they gave you the reasoning behind it. So
Disney loves all of this because this is nothing but publicity for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's all this is. It's a big old commercial for Disney Plus.
You think?
Dude, that's all every publication's talking about Disney Plus. Disney Plus has been in the news for the last 3 months. They know they're a very smart machine. They know how to get people talking about them. This is great publicity for them.
All right. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fight you. You seem very passionate.
Well, I think this is just a corporate. This is just 101, bro.
yeah, they just went over the 100 million download mark I saw.
Dang.
Yeah, you know all these. They companies love a scandal because they get to get their name in print for free.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they taught you that at Journalism 101. Come on.
I didn't go to the CBS.
And neither did I.
Connecticut Broadcasting School, didn't you?
I went to
I think it's CSB.
at
isn't it?
CSB.
Sorry. See, you can tell I didn't
CBS
go.
is a network.
I learned more journalism stuff at FAU. I'd say I learned more broadcasty, kind of like, hey, how's it going? The journalism, the first thing they teach
So we're
you.
blaming FAU?
So who taught you to hit the microphone with your index finger?
I'm gonna go with that. Might have been. Let's give that to FAU. No, FAU. The first thing they taught me at FAU in journalism class was if it bleeds, it leads, and that just shows you right there that the #1 story is gonna always be the most salacious, the one that's holy fuck.
Menstruation.
Exactly. Even if that's not even the most important story.
We got an email here today from Jen. We were talking about an email that we received from somebody who's got 2 friends that are dating. One of them is actually a transgender, And the transgender has said, I would appreciate if you would not tell the person I'm dating that I used to be a dude and now is a woman. Said, my reality is about who I am now, not about who I was, and it's really not your place to tell. And so they were kind of torn, saying, I don't know. I feel like the other person would want to know. Jen had said, I keep thinking about the story from this morning about the friend who doesn't want to talk about the transgender relationship. What is the appropriate response when the unknowing person finds out? Can they be upset about the lie and even break up the relationship without being labeled transphobic? With all this cancel culture and the need for everyone to be accepted for who they want to be, is it possible for the unknowing person to be upset without having the blame and guilt shifted to them for not being okay with being lied to? The friend is so worried about her own guilt for not telling the truth that they're forgetting the longer this charade goes on, it's only going to get worse for all of them. So what is the appropriate response in today's culture? Rhetorical question, because I really don't think that we have an answer.
Yeah,
I think it's
that might be the answer. We don't know.
I think it's one of those things that, we're just kind of we want to be respectful in our responses, but we're just kind of waiting to say, okay, this is a newer situation for a lot of people. So if this happens, how do you handle it and how do you police it? It'd be a great discussion for the transgender community. Say, what are your thoughts? Do you see it the way that this one transgender does, that my reality is who I am now, not who I was? And how would you feel if somebody had, in a sense, outed out your truth to somebody they were dating? Would you be like, yeah, that's appropriate, or no, that's completely uncool? Don't know. I assume other stories will happen, and we'll figure it out soon enough. So we'll see what happens with that.
I think when in doubt, be honest with people you're involved with about just be honest about your story with the person that you're going to be spending intimate time with, that you're going to be possibly having a relationship with. I think you need to be honest with people about where you've come from, your past, all that kind of stuff. If you're going to be going into a deep relationship, I think that's fair.
And I think, it would be interesting to have, okay, what is the sliding scale list of, let's say, for instance, you did 3 years in prison. Then when does that need to come out in a discussion to somebody that you're dating?
If I was...
And let's say that it was, and you would have two different categories. Let's say it's nonviolent, and then you'd have a violent crime.
The way I look at all that stuff, when it comes to matters of the heart issues, I think it's good to be honest with the people who you care about, who are in your life, your tight circle. I'm not saying you have to make these big grand statements for the world, but with your tight circle, you want people to be able to trust each other.
Yeah.
And be completely honest when it comes to matters of the heart stuff. I think the longer you don't tell someone the truth on something, I think more problems can happen. Now, that's not me trying to be controversial. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah. So I assume we'll probably get to that. Another revelation that I did not realize, yesterday we were talking about the iconic episode from iconic shows. And we had talked about the very first episode of Punk'd on MTV. Had Ashton Kutcher messing with Justin Timberlake to a point where he was crying, thinking that the government was going to come repo his stuff. And apparently Justin Timberlake, according to this text we got, was talking with Dax Shepard about that episode of Punk'd where he cried as Dax Shepard was on that show with Ashton. They were real tight buds. That's when I first saw Dax Shepard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was.
Yeah. And Justin Timberlake told Dax that he was really high, and they had also taken his mom's dog, so he was crying because he thought his mom was going to kill him.
Oh,
because the dogs were gone, and he was just so high. He was like, and he started crying. That's why he was weeping.
That's funny.
Dax Shepard and BJ Novak, they were two of the big guys that did the stunts on that show, and that was the reason why I loved Punk. I thought Dax was very funny, and I thought BJ Novak, who plays Ryan on The Office, both of them were really good at being just dicky and not giving up the
And it was
joke.
Before they were famous.
Yes, it was.
So nobody knew who they were, and they could just pull it off.
BJ Novak, though, Punk hit, and he was a big-time writer for The Office pretty quick after Punk'd.
Okay. That's kind of where he got his launch, huh?
I think it's a big part of it, yes.
That's a big show for a while. I thought they were going to be bringing it back, and then I haven't heard anything else about it.
Didn't they? I thought they'd try to bring it back with Bieber, and it did not work.
Oh, yeah.
No one wants to see Bieber playing pranks.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I guess don't know.
Someone wants to see Bieber getting pranked.
People want to see, Bieber as the victim of a punking.
I have a question for you, Kev. Let's say that one stunt Virginia did where you got the gun pulled out on you and you really thought you were dying. Let's just say she did have cameras and the whole thing was recorded, but you thought you were dying and you full on were fucking weeping and crying. Snot bubbles are coming in. Please don't fucking kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Do you make Virginia not release that because you look like such a bitch? Or do you say, fuck it, go ahead?
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and release it. That's fine. If it's entertaining, it does well.
Look, content.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many times a day are all of us thinking about, oh my gosh, I need content. Oh my gosh, I need content.
I remember you scared me one time, and it was not the right time to scare. I was running late. I had something to edit here at the studio, and I had to do something with Chewy, and you scared me, and you did a shitty job filming it, so all you get is just for a second, me kind of like, oh, what the fuck? I kind of got all bitchy about the prank. It was such a low-budget prank.
That's what I'm known for.
But I gave a terrible reaction. I'm like, oh, come on, Virginia. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think now the reason why maybe they haven't done a punked or a TV show kind of doing the same thing is because there's so many YouTubers, TikTokers that are doing the pranks. They're still big. And they still happen.
So many of them are fake, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually they're getting worse. They're getting to the point where they're not even doing content control, where they're even leaving little parts of the editing going, come on, guys, clean it up a little bit. There's no way that happened.
It's so annoying when you can watch something on TikTok and know that you're watching something fake, and that it's getting thousands or millions of views, and you're like, really?
The ones that get me are the boyfriend and girlfriend pranking each other, and it's not even. Fool me, go ahead, but do it right.
I know.
Trick me right.
Those are the stupidest.
Oh, my God.
Because the boyfriend and the girlfriend are so obviously in on it together.
And it's so over the top.
And she or he is pretending like they don't see the camera there. And meanwhile, this same couple has 800 of these videos where they've punked each other and pranked each other. And you're like, really? At this point, you want me to believe that it's a surprise that she's got a camera hidden in the cupboard?
The name of your channel is Boy vs. Girl Pranks. We think you might be on this.
I mean, either your partner is the dumbest partner ever, that they don't realize they're being punked again.
To your point, they had like 9,000 videos of pranks. So the girl, the girl walks in and she's like, where's the cat? Where's the cat? Why is the window open? Oh, it's the cat.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw them.
And it's the fakest shit.
We see you. Girl versus boy punked.
Did that couple break? Were they in Philadelphia or something like that?
There's been a bunch of them.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of them, and I liked them at first because they tricked me. They either have a really cute girl or a really cute guy, or they're both really cute, and so I'm drawn in by that because they're adorable. But then after the first few videos, you're like, okay, that's it, it's enough. I can't even follow them anymore because it's just so contrived and cheesy, and they're pretending to be surprised again.
And then on the other angle, the other side of the spectrum would be where you've got families that are legit pranking their kids, but they're getting in trouble for child abuse. They have this one family. I think it's I
remember that story.
They got shut down, and they had this one kid thinking he messed up something. Like, you just spilled that, and the kid did not spill it. He's like, I know you spilled. He's like, guys, I didn't spill. I swear I did not spill it. You spilled it. Why are you lying? And the kid starts crying.
That to me,
he's having a fucking meltdown on the camera. Then the mom comes out from the shit you. We fucking got you. And the dad's like, yeah, we got you. Kid's 8. Just standing there with no piss and tears.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Those people are disgusting.
They got canceled. They got in trouble. They got investigated.
They should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some big ones. In fact, somebody in the chat room said that they thought that there was a punked kind of show, a prank show coming to Netflix with maybe one of the Stranger Things kids. So maybe they're going to be doing that. I know on YouTube, my kids, they watch these Nelk Boys. Guess they're real big, NELK.
Yes, they are big.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking. They've got what's called Coke Prank on Cops. That's got 43 million views.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and then they just did one a month ago called Coke Prank on Colombian Cops. And then
that doesn't sound safe.
And then they did Coke Prank on corrupt Mexican cops 3 years ago. So apparently that's what they do. They do a lot of Coke pranks on supposed cops.
Do you want to
In different countries?
the Colombian cops about cocaine?
Well, is it real?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm just
It
telling you the
can't be
titles of it.
real. They wouldn't put
Yeah.
up with that.
What is real, man?
They love, like, offing somebody, right? Like, isn't it like all crazy drug over there?
Well, a lot of these Johnny-come-latelys, and they get great numbers in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they go, oh shit, we're getting good numbers, we're getting subscribers, money is starting to come in now.
Yeah.
This is like a fucking job, and I need content every single day. What are we gonna do? Well, let's do the fake Colombian cop prank. Who's got the cop outfit? That's what happens with some of them. And then they try to do it for real and go over the top, and then they get shut down.
From 9 months ago, they have drinking fake beer while driving by cops, and then the cops stop them. That got 8.7 million views.
Because there are some people that will do little pranks. So we got this pot officer, and they're really filming the officer, and the officer walks up, what's going on? It's like a pot roast.
Oh,
See what I'm saying? It's more like those,
gotcha.
oh, we checked you, fucking good pot.
Pot roast.
Yeah. And that's what, they, tricking the cops.
And these are the guys that got on Air Force One with Donald Trump. So
Yeah, they could be legit.
Yeah, they got some numbers there. So yeah, I wonder how these people still love them prank shows.
But once they start getting money, they have to start faking stuff because they don't want to get sued. Now, if they go do pull a prank that, they can act like a zombie attack's going on the bus, and someone legit gets scared and has a heart attack, or just says they're, you mentally fucked me over. They can now get sued if you've got enough money. You're not going to sue the guy that's got $300 in his account. But if you have 9 million subscribers,
and you've caused emotional distress,
and that's why I think they start to fake them, because they know they can get sued. So they go, like, one of the guys, Joey Salads, he was a big YouTuber, was making money doing YouTube, and then got busted doing a racially, basically making it seem like there was a race situation going on. It was all staged. It was all fake. People did not like that shit.
they canceled Joey Salad.
I think he's still around on YouTube. It's tough to cancel him on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, it's a weird era of doing stuff because everything can be going great, and you never know. You get that one person. We've had that
Big time.
since we've done 20 years worth of stunts that just happens, and yeah, it's real tough. And then if you got enough advertisers to lean on, yeah, they can shut you down real quick. Now, when you have your own YouTube show and that, it may be different because you're your own boss.
YouTube they have guidelines, and if you're breaking guidelines, they can shut you down too and get all the strikes on there.
Then maybe they just go to TikTok.
Yeah, I know. I mean, all of it's got to catch up. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Like, okay, fine. See ya. So, and somebody said, aren't all those videos like wrestling? You know they're fake, but you watch it for entertainment.
If they're done right, yes. And some of them are not fake. I don't want to say they're all fake, because not all of them are. But if you wonder why it looks like a channel, you like that their content starts to change and their stunts and pranks become unbelievable, it's because they're afraid they're going to get sued. Because they have money now.
Right. You got something to lose. They had anything to
Yes.
lose before. Let's go for it. So there you go. All right, well, fascinating stuff. Thank you for all the emails adding to the show. You can send them to us, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Text them to us as well, 877-979-WRMF. Y'all have an amazing Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.